I went down a rabbit hole. Every week, I audit 3 startup products. I look at the homepage, the pricing page, the first thing a stranger sees when they land, and I score them. I find the leaks. I'm like a plumber. I write the report. It's free. It's every Friday in my newsletter. But after 10 of those reviews, I was kind of thinking, I noticed something. I was like, these products are not failing in random ways. Actually, they were filling at the exact same 5 spots every time. So what am I here to do? I'm here to share. Look, I've been on the other side of this too. I landed on products that had me curious, but I pulled out my card in my head and then it hit something that made me close the tab. I'm pretty good at that. Not because the product was bad, because the page made me feel like something was off. Or I'm just inherently way too frugal. But that feeling is not random. It's predictable. And if you are building something right now, at least one of these 5 leaks is on your page today. So here's what I found. 5 leaks we're going through, and stay for leak 5. It's the quiet one. It doesn't look like a problem until you realize it might be actually costing you the most. So, leak number 1, the invisible price. Have you ever walked into a restaurant where the menu has no prices on it? You immediately assume the worst. Either this is going to cost a fortune, or there's just something they don't want you to know up front. Either way, your guard goes up. And most people in that situation are already calculating their exit. SaaS products do this constantly. Hidden pricing, vague tiers, contact us for enterprise. So here's the thing. Your users are not going to email you asking for clarification. Should be obvious. They're going to close the tab and they're going to go to a competitor who made it more obvious. That's it. No DM, no feedback, just poof. Pricing is not an admin decision, it's a trust signal. The moment someone has to work to figure out what they're paying, you've created friction you can't recover from on that page because you already lost them, like your ex. Damn, painful memory. Everyone thinks, hide the price. Just get them on the call. That works if you're selling a $50K enterprise contract. It does not work if your users are founders with the tab open to 3 other options. So show an anchor, even if you're early, free while in beta. Plan starting at $29. Built for founders spending $500 a month on this program already. Give them a room to walk in. Otherwise, they don't walk in. Leak 2, too big a promise, 0 proof. AI makes this one worse. You can build something real in a weekend now, but the person landing on your page has already been burned by 5 other tools that promise the same thing and delivered hot garbage. So they come and they're skeptical already by default. Your page assumes they believe you, but they don't. Not yet. Think about it like this. I can tell you I make the best tacos you've ever had, but if I don't hand you a taco, you're not going to believe me. That just sounds like a shitty deal. Show the output above the fold, before the feature list, before the testimonials, and before the explainer video. If your product generates a website, show me the generated website. If it clips videos into shorts, show me the finished short. If it writes meeting notes, show me the actual notes. A real before and after does more work than any headline you could write. When you show the proof first, you stop asking them to believe you, you're just showing them the receipts. That's the difference. That is big dick energy. Leak 3, founder speak. This one is everywhere right now, and it's the most honest mistake on the list because it makes complete sense why it happens. I'm probably guilty of this too. You built the thing, you live in it, you breathe in it, you're there all the time. You know what every feature does, why every decision was made, what problem it even solves. So you write the page in the language of someone who already knows all of that. The user doesn't know any of it. You know that little fairy in Zelda, Navi? That little floating blue thing that explains everything to Link so he's not just wandering around confused? Your product page is supposed to be that. So for a lot of founders, it reads more like Link got dropped in the dungeon with no map and no guide. It sounds like a fucking bloodbath. I was looking at one product that said, give your AI agent an address. And I sat there like, I have an AI agent now. Okay, but it needs an address? Is that like a PO box? Like a home address? There's going to be a ton of people landing there that just don't know what the hell that means. If I need a few seconds to decode what you're selling, someone who doesn't live here is already gone. Surveys answer questions. Observing behavior builds products. You want to know what words to use, so you should be watching how the users describe the problem when they're not talking to you. That's the copy, not your feature names, not the internal language you use when you are building. Just one plain sentence. A sales agent that finds qualified leads while you sleep. It'll always beat agent network infrastructure, always. Week 4, the multi-button panic. How many times have you landed on a product page and just there's this try for free, book a demo, watch the video, an email capture, all in the first scroll? Your brain doesn't short circuit dramatically, it just quietly stalls a bit. It's trying to load all that shit. Every option you add feels like it gives the user more ways to get started, and what actually does is make every decision path feel less obvious. Fatigued users don't decide, they just default, and the default is to peace out. That is not about having fewer things in your business. It's about what you show someone who has known you for 3 seconds. And at that stage, they don't need options. They need one obvious next step that feels safe and low cost. See an example or try one for free, analyze my site. I think you get the idea. Something that costs them nothing and returns something. You earn the right to show more options later. Just remember, one button, one action, one step. It's easy. Week 5, the wrong metric. This one is real quiet. It doesn't look like a mistake from the outside, but it might be the most expensive one on this list. I was talking to a founder who built a product that goes through your bank accounts and finds write-offs, and for solo founders, that seemed great. He was telling me it saves you minutes per week on your accounting and ends up equating to hours over time. Cool. I fucking hate TurboTax. So you're starting to speak my language. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I don't care about minutes. I care about money, baby. What does the average founder get back that they should have missed? That's the number. That's the one that makes me pull out my credit card. He was measuring his product by what was easy for him to measure, and I wanted to know what it meant for me. Yeah, sure, TurboTax does this too, and honestly, it tells me it's fast, it tells me it's accurate. Neither of those things is the thing I actually want. I want to know how much more money am I getting back from using this, not how much are you going to scam me for. That's the metric. Everything else is just describing the process. You don't always have exact data. I know, that's okay. Neither do I, fam. But you can get close. Run tests, talk to users, make reasonable estimates from real behavior. The closer you can get to that number they actually care about, not the metric you can easily pull from your dashboard, the more your page stops feeling like a feature list and starts feeling like a no-brainer. So that's what I found across 10 products. 5 leaks, none of them require a rebuild. None of them need a bigger team or a bigger budget, but every single one of them is costing real signups, real conversions, real moolah. And here is the thing. These patterns are not new. They're rooted in buyer psychology that hasn't changed. Uncertainty avoidance, cognitive load, choice overload, value misalignment. The tools change all the time, as you know. Humans don't. This is the whole point of Product Potion. So here's your one thing for this week. Open your product page, whatever the first thing a stranger sees, ask yourself, which one of these 5 leaks is showing up right now? Not all 5, just the one. Find it, fix it. That's it. I'm keeping it simple. And if you're confused, let me know. That's what we got comments for. This week's newsletter goes even deeper. I built an annotated mock-up, one fictional product homepage with all 5 leaks labeled and pointed out clearly so there are no mistakes. You can see exactly what it looks like in practice and map it out on your own page. The link is in the description. It's free and it'll be in your inbox every week. And if you missed last week, I broke down how LinkedIn built a $2 billion subscription business by showing exactly enough to make you want more. And what you can steal from that dark pattern for your own product, ethically, probably for the best. That one is also linked. Sharing is caring. This is your bald baddie signing off, and I'll see you next week.